Article 8. Inspection of Arms. At the beginning of every parade, the Sergeant Major conducts an inspection of arms to be sure that the lock and barrel are clear.
Open your hands.
First, bring the right thumb above the hammer and forefinger under it, but above the flint, and instantly force it up. Second, throw the right hand down by the side.
Shut your hands.
First, raise the right hand, fingers extended and joined together, and placing the fingers on the top of the hammer, instantly force it shut. Remain motionless with the fingers of the right hand still on top of the hammer and the right forearm parallel to the ground. Second, smartly cut the right hand away to the right side.
Search your arms.
6 motions. First, bring the right hand briskly up and place it under the cock, keeping the firelock steady in the same position. Second, quit the butt with the left hand and seize the firelock with it at the swell, bringing the elbow close down under the lock. The right hand kept fast in this motion and the piece still upright. Third, quit right hand and bring the firelock smartly down to the left side with the left hand, as far as it will admit without constraint. Place your right hand, closed, with a quick and strong motion upon the rammer. Fourth, draw the rammer with a quick motion, half out, seizing it at the muzzle backhanded. Fifth, draw it quite out, turn it, and enter it into the muzzle, leaving about a foot of the rammer extended, holding the rammer with the hand by the muzzle, held flat with the fingers extended. Sixth, when the officer passes along the rank before you, throw the rammer down the barrel against the breech pin, instantly recovering and seizing the rammer backhanded at the center, turning it and entering it as far as the lower pipe, placing at the same time the edge of the hand on the butt end of the rammer with the fingers extended.
Return your rammers.
1 motion. Return the rammer, bringing up the piece with the left hand to the shoulder, seizing it with the right hand under the cock, keeping the left hand fast at the swell.
Shoulder your arms.
2 motions. First, quit the left hand and place it strong upon the butt. Second, quit the right hand and throw it down the right side. Section 3 of Marching and Wheeling. Article 1. Position of a soldier under arms. To stand straight and firm upon his legs, head turned to the right, heels close, toes a little turned out, the belly drawn in a little, but without constraint, the breast a little projected, shoulders square to the front and kept back, the right hand hanging straight down the side, with the palm close to the thigh, the left elbow not to be turned out from the body, the firelock to be carried on the left shoulder, as low down as can be admitted without constraint, the last 3 fingers under the butt, the forefinger and thumb before the swell, the flat of the butt to be supported against the hip bone and to be pressed so that the firelock may be felt against the left side and that it may stand before the hollow of the shoulder, not leaning towards the head nor from it, the barrel almost perpendicular. To be very exact in counting a second of time, or 1-2, between each motion. Note: be careful to carry the musket with the tip of the butt between the forefinger and the middle finger, and not with all 4 fingers under the butt. In dressing ranks, the soldiers must observe to stand upright and without stooping to cast their eyes smartly to the right and left, and see the third man's breast, taking care to keep 6 inches distance between the files. In covering their file leaders, they must look between their heads and the firelocks. It is practiced that in the front rank, the soldiers, except the right-hand man, stand with their heads turned slightly to the right so that the left eye is directly over the waistcoat buttons. In the rear rank, they stand looking straight ahead, covering the file leader. The soldiers stand with 30 inches between ranks, or the distance of an outstretched arm. At close order, they stand with 6 inches between files, or the distance of the arm with the palm placed upon the hip, with the elbow extending sideways. At open order, they stand with 30 inches between files, or the distance of an outstretched arm. The quick step at 120 steps per minute, at the slow step at 60 steps per minute. Upon the march, swing the arm forward 9 inches while keeping the fingers together and extended. Article 2. The slow step. When you lift up the foot, carry it forward near and almost parallel to the ground, the toe being turned out and rather pointed downwards than else, till the knee is straight when you are to make a momentary pause, but so as to be scarcely perceptible, during which the balance of the body is to be kept back on the leg that is behind. Then setting the advanced foot flat on the ground, advancing it with all still farther, and bringing it down, and keeping time with the music, step forward in the same manner with the other foot. Care must be taken not to drag forward in a lifeless, sluggish manner the foot that is behind, but the instant one foot strikes the ground, spring the other forward briskly, till the knee is straight, that you may be ready, when the music bids, to set your foot to the ground. In performing the slow step, the feet when advancing should be carried over a little to the opposite side, and both set down on the same line. Otherwise, the body will reel disagreeably. For instance, if you walk on the crack of a floor, at every step you should cover the crack with your heel. Article 3. The route step.
At a route step, at the trail, quick! March!
The route step is performed where keeping the step is not practical. You may march at your own pace and carry your firelock as you see fit, but the dress and ranks should be maintained.
Very good. Prime them and load them, mister.
Article 4. Facings.
To the right. Face.
2 motions. First, the right foot to be brought close up to the left heel. Second, face to the right, turning upon both heels. Article 6. Taking open distance.
Detachment will prepare for inspection of arms. Rear rank, take open distance.
The rear rank and sergeants face to the right about.
Quick, march.
The rear rank marches 3 paces. The sergeants march 7 paces. The officers march 4 paces.
To the front. Face.
The rear rank and sergeants face to the right about. The sergeants order their arms. The officers support their swords or plant their arms.
Rear rank, take close distance.
The officers face to the right about.
Quick, march.
The rear rank, the sergeants, and the officers return to their former positions. The officers face to the right about. Article 7. Wheeling. In all wheelings to the right, the men must cast their eyes to the left, except the left-hand man.
Attachment to the right wheel. Quick, march. Good. Keep dress. Halt.
And all wheelings to the left, they cast their eyes to the right, except the right-hand man, observing to feel the hand they wheel to, without crowding upon it.
Attachment. Left wheel. Quick, march. Halt. Dress.
The whole rank is governed by the flank that wheels. In wheeling, therefore, to the right, every man should look to the left,
Attachment to the right wheel.
and regulate his steps to those of his left-hand man, in order not to advance before or fall behind him, but to bring the rank about even. In the same manner, in wheeling to the left, every man is to look to the right,
Attachment to the left wheel.
and to regulate his steps by those of his right-hand man. If the front rank wheels regularly, the rear ranks will have nothing to attend to, by to preserve their close order and cover their file leaders. To do this indeed will require considerable attention, for the ranks are extremely apt to open on the wheeling flank and to close too near, so as even to crowd at the center flank. In wheeling to the right, the rear ranks must incline to the left, and in wheeling to the left, the rear ranks must incline to the right. Otherwise, they cannot keep exactly behind their file leaders. using a step similar, in a greater or less degree, to the oblique, although as you approach the wheeling flank, especially if the ranks are long, the obliquity, or inclination sideways, is hardly perceptible. Article 13. Extending ranks. When the company is formed at close order, and is required to extend from the right, the words of command will be given as follows.
Detachment will extend to the left by 2 paces. By 2 paces, extend.
The company, except the right-hand file, faces to the left.
Quick march.
At this word of command, the company, except the right-hand file, moves on in quick time, casting the eyes over the right shoulder, so that each file, when at 2 paces distance from his right-hand file, may halt, front, and dress by the right. The rear rank steps to the right, in order, if necessary, to march on fire without impediment through the intervals of the front rank. This is the usual distance between files, at which troops, when ordered to extend, will form, but in particular cases when they are required to cover the front of a corps, or make a maneuver, the commanding officer will signify at what distance the files are to form from each other, before he gives the order for them to extend themselves. When the company is to extend from the left, the word of command will be given.
Detachment will extend to the right by 2 paces. By 2 paces, extend.
The whole, except the left-hand file, face to the right. In taking their distance, look over the left shoulder, halt, front, and dress by the left. The rear rank, as an opening to the left, take ground to the right of their file leaders. When to extend from the center, the word of command will be given.
Detachment will extend from the center by 2 paces. By 2 paces, extend.
At which the right wing face and move to the right, as in extending from the left. The left wing performs the same movements as when extending from the right.
Quick march.
The center file, which is the file before which the commanding officer gives the command, stands fast. On the signal to close, every man faces and closes briskly to the point from whence the signal is given. Note, there is no counting of steps. On march, you turn and move at a quick step, looking over the shoulder which is toward the front, stopping and turning to the front when you see the man behind you turn, using a visual guide for distance. The rear rank offsets to the right, whichever the direction of extending. Article 15. Dispersing.
Detachment, take care to disperse. Quick march.
First, second, and third, face to the right about. Fourth, take 1 pace forward. Fifth, break off. Section 7. The Funeral Exercise. Article 1. Reverse arms.
Detachment will march with its arms reversed. Reverse. Up!
3 motions. First, seize your firelock with your right hand backward. Second, turn the firelock butt uppermost as in clubbing, only observe to bring the barrel to the front, sinking it at the same time until the guard be at the height of your shoulder, and seize it at once at the small of the stock above the cock with the left hand, the back of it to the front, the 4 fingers resting on the cock, and the thumb on the guard. Third, bring the piece under your left arm, the barrel downwards, the butt to the front, at the height of your forehead, the muzzle to the rear, pointing at the ground, keeping your left hand in the same position as before, and left elbow close to the body, and at the same time throw your right hand behind your back, taking hold of the firelock near the swell of the tailpipe, the palm of the hand upwards, the thumb along the side of the barrel. Note that the musket is to be held in a fairly vertical orientation.
Shoulder. Up!
3 motions. First, bring the firelock from under your arm with the left hand, seizing it back-handed with the right, in the same position as in the second count, of going to the reverse. Second, turn the piece, bringing your left hand under the butt. Third, cut the right hand away.
Detachment, rest your firelock.
Article 2. Morn arms. 5 motions.
Detachment will rest on its arms reversed. Morn arms.
First, bring up the right foot to the usual position of a soldier. At the same time, raise the firelock about 6 inches and place the right hand under the butt, the first 2 joints of the fingers grasping the left side of the butt. Second, turn the firelock over to the front, muzzle leading, by rotating it through the hands so that the position of the firelock is reversed with the muzzle pointing toward the ground. Lower the muzzle onto the toe of the left foot with the butt in front of the center of the body. Keep the elbows raised so that the forearms are parallel with the ground, to a count of 8. Third, place the left hand on the heel of the butt, to the front, elbow up, forearm parallel with the ground. Fourth, slowly lower the elbows, to a count of 6. Fifth, slowly lower the chin onto the breast, to a count of 4.
Detachment, rest your arms.
From Morn, 3 motions. First, raise the head and place the hollow of the right foot behind the left heel. At the same instant, quit the butt with the right hand and seize the small of the butt with the back of the hand inwards. Second, the left hand quits the butt and lays hold of the firelock a little below the feather spring, the thumb and forefinger pointed downward. Third, rotate the firelock up to the normal present position.